So hey guys, good morning every one of you. Like good afternoon, sorry. So this is Sai Kiran here from Let's Upgrade, and we all guys are live today right now for seeing up what we say Nimesh speaking about face recognition using OpenCV and Python and OpenCV, right? So just I'm waiting for you all guys to just say a hi hello on our YouTube chat, and I will be. The person who will be just assisting you all the guys in the meanwhile while Nimesh is taking up the whole session. So yep, I just a small hi for every one of you. Just hey Nimesh, we are able to see everyone live here. You can also open up the chat and see. In which ways I'm going to ask you a lot of questions from these all guys. So yep.
Yes.
Now okay guys. So we have 75 people, but share guys. I want more and more people coming in and joining this whole stream. Today's our whole topic is face recognition using Python and OpenCV, right? And today with us we have Nimesh. I would like to just introduce a small bit of Nimesh and his profile. And thanks Nimesh first of all for taking time for this meetup. The first thing I would like to say that. And now yeah, now who is Nimesh? Now who is our today's speaker for the day? So speaker for the day is Nimesh, and Nimesh is a software developer. Come like what we say, he's good at, he's great at, I should be saying C++ and machine learning, deep learning, and AI part. So that's where I've been speaking to Nimesh. I think it's been like say, 1 week or 10 days max. We spoke for the first time and we said, yep, let's meet and have a meetup for you all guys where you guys can learn something from Nimesh that is regarding AI related stuff. And that's where he pitched in with the topic stating that, yep, I will be very much grateful to take this topic. So now, yes, Nimesh is having multiple certifications at the same time. Great, like a lot of year of experiences working with OpenCV and majorly native and computer related code that is more to do with C++. At the same time, he's good with the Python too. And yeah, today's our whole session is aimed towards face recognition using Python and OpenCV. So hey guys, just say a small hi to Nimesh, every one of you, and all the 100 people who are live right now. Just say a small hi to Nimesh, and then we will go ahead. So hey, hi Nimesh, just put up a small hi to Nimesh, and yep, Nimesh, I would like to hear from you. Like, what is our today's whole topic and agenda will be looking like?
Yeah, so the whole topic would be like first we'll see what computer vision is firstly.
Okay.
Okay, so computer vision basically what basically computer vision is, where is it used, and what's the upcoming industry or the upcoming jobs that are coming up in the industry, and not many stuff. Like we'll cover from the basics actually, because I mean obviously when you go into any such courses or any such tutorials or any such things, things get a bit complicated because they don't cover basic things over there. So it becomes complicated because for a fresher or for a first timer, it becomes difficult to get into these things. And actually, these things are very much interesting. As you can see, for a common developer, for someone who is just getting into a field, who is getting his hands on developing stuff. For that, I would say this field or this this
Topic.
scope or this
Yep.
OpenCV has a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things that it could do in it, and I mean, think, getting I mean things get added to day on a day-to-day basis. So it's great.
Got it. Great, Nimesh. So today's our whole topic is face recognition. Now here we are having like more than 110 people seeing that live right now. So you okay. So like there is one small request, Nimesh, from these all people that sir, your voice is little bit not clear. So would you like? Can you
Okay.
just speak? Okay. So now who like what Sai Kiran is doing in this whole meetup? Okay, so Sai Kiran is there here for like making you all guys understand about what we say, what Nimesh sir is explaining you all, and I am the moderator for the whole session. So next 30 minutes, it's what I mean the ideal time of a meetup looks like. But we will give the whole time and whole thing, the time band to Nimesh and let him take care of all the stuff. Right. So now what we are going to do is very simple, guys. We will be like handing over the session to Nimesh, and we will be looking a lot of deep insights here. And Nimesh, so like we will be asking you questions. Now I am the person who is representing these all 105 people here. So I'll be asking you question like whenever there is. Okay. So I'll just raise my hand.
Yeah,
If at
sure.
all you see my hand raised there, just give us a small opportunity to ask the question. Okay. So now, yep, let me just what we say turn into your screen. Okay. So now I'm just sharing your screen, Switchman. Okay. So yeah, here go guys. You can see Nimesh whole screen right now, and yep. Okay. So yes,
Okay.
Nimish, we can start the session.
So, firstly, am I audible? Firstly, is it good now or is it worse actually?
Yes, I mean, is it audible right now? I mean, every one of you, all 116 are there right now. So Nimish's voice is right now clear, I think. Just okay, Nimish, you can start the setup, and I'll let you know if at all
Okay.
it is okay. Yep.
Okay, fine. So I'll start with the basic introduction, like what is computer vision? Okay. So computer vision is nothing but you could say, I mean, when a machine tries to perceive the surrounding environment, obviously it needs some sensors. I mean, obviously there would be a lot of sensors involved. There would be a lot of programming involved. So it's simple. Like when we are trying to replicate something that is close to an human vision. Okay, so that is what computer vision is basically. Okay, and when we try to do these things, okay, when we try to do these things, the first thing is obviously the camera. Okay, so camera has got upgraded. I mean, has upgraded itself or has modified or has like we could say evolved itself to a stage that it is even more capable than the human eye. I mean it does like it has capability much more than the human eye. So there is nothing to be done in the camera part. Okay, then the other part is the perceiving part. Like uh, now, as I said, I mean, everything is now automated. So everything is being automated. So if you want to make something fully automated, obviously it has to see things. Obviously, it has to see things. It has to perceive things from the outside. So the first thing is to see things. So that part is covered. Now, how to perceive it? How to perceive those data? So something comes as OpenCV. You could say there's something called as an OpenCV. It's an open source library that is dedicated towards computer vision that lets you develop applications and you could say different features or different applications that helps you upgrade the machine or as a machine to let it know it. I mean, let it know about its surroundings. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's what computer vision the OpenCV is all about.
Okay. So OpenCV is all about like what we say now. There is a like I just love to sum it up. I mean, whatever you have gave the input right now. So OpenCV is a particular a kind of like a full mechanism that when we talk about data, the image data is very much what we say currently being used for a lot of data sets. Okay, not only for like what is even coronavirus now, like any stuff, I mean, like as a person is wearing a mask, yes or no, to scan this thing in China, people are like using OpenCV for detecting it using the what we say CCTV cameras, right? The same kind of stuff are like there are a lot many stuff happening up around in the world. So now the camera module is itself a very big part, okay, of our lives. So that's where like today our whole topic will be facial detection using OpenCV, and OpenCV itself is a very big vast library in itself, which gives you this face detection and image part of it. I mean, to play with the image part of it. Okay, Nimesh, so now we can start the whole stuff right now. Yep.
Okay, so let's say like what can I see in my room? Like I have my coffee mug, I have my laptop, and my table. I have these things over around. So I know these things. Like I know what these things are. So for a machine to understand what these things are, we need to train it. Okay, we need to let it know that this is a coffee mug, this is a laptop, this is a mobile phone, and so on. So firstly, obviously, it has to capture these images. So for that, obviously, it needs to have a good camera, a good quality camera, webcam, or anything that supports it. And the other part is like we need to program, we need to enable it so that it recognizes these stuffs. Okay, so that's the basic thing. Okay, so what computer vision does is it recognizes visual patterns. Obviously, when we see something, we know that a person is standing in front of me. It's a coffee mug. So in order to recognize this, we need to identify certain patterns from an image. So these patterns, I mean, these patterns cannot be a single pattern. There will be multiple things from a different angle. So there will be multiple images from different angles, and we need to capture those images, and accordingly we need to group those, we need to label those things, and then we need to create a particular data set for an object, classifying that this is a coffee mug. So there would be hundreds of images or thousands of images just for one object. So like let's say there are thousands or lakhs of objects around us. So in order to make something make something measurable, make something, make a machine like receive the things around us. That involves a lot of work, and that's the reason why the work is still on, and many people are still working on it. So let's start with the basic things. I like to start with the basic things. So I'll start with the installation part. Like firstly we need to install things. So for installation, firstly we are doing it in Python. Okay, so when we are doing it in Python, we need to install Python. So make sure you're installing Python. Go to python.org and go to the download section and make sure, just see which version you're downloading. If it is 3.8.2, just remember which version you're downloading. And once that is downloaded,
Nimesh,
yeah.
you're showing something on your screen. We are not able to see that. Actually, we are only able to see your object detection folder. That's it.
Okay, fine. I think it's lagging a bit. Now is it visible? I think.
Nothing. I mean, I think in our screen share there is a small bug. Can you just turn off the screen share and turn it back again? So I think we're not able to see your slides or anything. Okay, just turn on the again screen share entire screen. We're only able to see your folder. That's it. Yep. Now we are able to. Here it goes.
Okay, fine. So just need to go to python.org. It's an open source website. So we need to download Python. Okay, firstly you need to download Python. Just make sure which version you are downloading. It may be 3.7, it may be 3.8. You can work with the latest one. So make sure it is 3.8 something. So if you're installing right now, you will be installing this 3.8.2. So go to that folder, double click on it. So that is being installed. Now, when you try and install this, don't click on the direct path. Click on customize installation. Click on customize installation. Make sure all this is checked. Make sure all this is checked. And in the next part, make sure it is installed for all users, and it is added to the path. Okay, or else you won't be able to access the files from the system. So make sure it is installed for all users and it is added to your environment variables. Okay, and once that is done, you need to click on install. It will install in like 5 to 10 minutes at the most. Okay, so once that is installed, open your command window, and when you're opening your command window, make sure you're running it as an administrator. So we need to install a few other things. So make sure you're running it as an administrator. Okay. Okay. So once that is done, you need to make sure your Python is installed. Okay. So I'll just check whether Python is installed. Okay. So Python is installed, and I'll just open it up. Okay. Now I need two packages actually. The first package is NumPy, and the other one is called OpenCV. Okay. So I need to check whether these two packages are installed. Okay, so this doesn't come installed with the Python module, so you need to install it separately. I'll show you how to install it. So if it is installed, you won't get this. I mean, you won't get any error while importing. So import CV2, Mac. So you need to import these three libraries. These three libraries are used to process with your play with your images actually. So you need to install these three libraries. So I'll start with NumPy. So in order to install NumPy, you need to go to the website. Okay, this is here you will be getting a deal package actually. So you need to go to the website. I think you can share this link. You can share this somewhere.
Yep, I think we can 100% share this screen.
You're muted right now.
Okay, so can you just keep it in our chat,
Right.
Zoom chat? So we will be able to share this thing. Just share it in the Zoom chat, right? Share it in the Zoom chat. And Nimesh, one small constant request from everyone is like, can you just please speak little bit louder? I mean, they are not able to hear you properly. So
I
that's
think
the
it's the mic. I'll just remove it.
Okay, guys. So yep, till
Sorry.
now we have just discussed about like how we are going to go about like install OpenCV. So we are going to install it with the help of like Python installation like installer itself. Okay, we are installing the basic Python, the 3.8. We have just gone to python.org and installed it. Then later on we have like installing three different libraries. Just correct me if I'm wrong, sir. That is first is NumPy, second one is OpenCV, and the third one is Matplotlib. Okay, so these are the three different libraries which we are going to import and use it. So you need to make sure that you have this all installed. And yep, few of guys have been asking the question, can't we do the same thing on Anaconda? I mean, can we do the same thing on with the help of Anaconda like Jupyter Notebook? Yes, 100% we can do it, but like we are doing it on the terminal level. So can you just please zoom out your this window? Like, can you just zoom out a little bit? Yep, yep. I think this makes sense. Okay. Now it is, I think, visible to every one of you. Chalo, okay, we are going ahead.
Okay, fine. So I've shared you the link.
Yep.
Okay. So you need to go to this link first. I mean, this link actually will be getting the wheel packages. Okay, wheel packages are nothing. These libraries actually NumPy or the OpenCV library. These are built basically for Linux systems or the Unix operating system. So these things doesn't work on Windows. So you need to go to this website. You need to find the wheel package for it, and then you need to install it using your pip installer or your Python installer, whatever that is. Okay, so you need to go to the website. Okay, so now over here I put in NumPy. Okay, so that's the reason why
Mm.
it has stopped over here. Or else you can look over here. There are a new, I mean, a lot of libraries over here or wheel packages over here which you can download and use. So right now I'm using Python 3.8. So I need to install CP38, CP38, either Win AMD 64 or CP38, CP38 Win 32. Either one will work. I mean, if this one doesn't work, then you'll have to install this. Okay, so you'll have to check which one works for you. For me, it does Win AMD 64. Since I've installed Python 3.8, so you need to install this 38 series. The 37 series won't work. The 37 series will work only for Python 3.7. So when you're working with Python 3.8, you need to install the CP38 series and make sure it is MKL. Vanilla is different. Okay, so make sure it is MKL, CP38, CP38, when AMD 64 or when 32, whichever that is. Okay, so you need to click on it. It will start downloading. Once that is downloaded, you need to search for. I mean, erase this NumPy part and put in OpenCV. Okay, erase the NumPy part and put in OpenCV. So you'll go to OpenCV, or you can just find it over here. I find it better to just erase this part
No.
and go in directly. Okay, and the same thing over here. When you're working with Python 3.8, you need to make sure you're downloading CP38, CP38, Win AMD 64 or Win 32. I mean, I think this is which version Python you're installing. If you're installing 32-bit version, then you need to install this one. If you're installing 64-bit Python, they need to install this one. Either ways, you can check with both. If one doesn't work, you need to install the other one, and I guarantee that either one, I mean, at least one will work.
Okay.
Okay. So once those two are installed, I mean, once those two are downloaded, you need to install these packages.
Okay.
Okay. And there's one more. So I'll just go to the last one.
Matplot.
Matplotlib. So this is just to plot a 2D graph actually. I mean, it's not a core part of OpenCV, but it's used generally. So again, same thing over here. You need to install CP38, CP38, Win AMD 64 if you're using Python 64-bit, and Win 32 if you're using Python 32-bit. Okay.
Hmm.
So just check which one works for you, because sometimes some people, even if they are working on a 64-bit system, they download the 32-bit Python
And then
installer.
they end up being
And
getting a error.
yeah, so just check with which one works for you. Okay, that's it. and copy these files. I mean, make sure it is in your downloads folder. Okay, so this is in your downloads folder. Now these three files are in my downloads folder. So I need to copy this file path, go back, exit from here. Okay, my Python is already installed, so I need to exit from here. Now one more thing is I need to upgrade my pip installer. See, we do this using uh, we install these packages using pip. Okay, pip is nothing but a package manager for Python. So we need to upgrade this. So pip dash and pip install dash upgrade pip. So you need to upgrade pip because I think the current version is 19 point something, and you need the updated version 20 point. Okay, so we need the updated version. So you need to upgrade this pip. I'll just send the uh, I'll just send this so that you can put it in the chat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just upgrade this. I mean, that hardly takes like 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so once the upgrade is done, you need to install those three packages now. So pip install. Firstly, make sure you're in the right folder. Okay, so your folder, the packages are in the downloads folder. So copy this path. See users image, whatever that is. Copy this path. Navigate over there. Check whether you're in the right directory. Okay, now there is a lot of files over here. Okay, so check whether you're in the right directory. After that, need to install it. Pip install. First, we'll start with NumPy. Okay, NumPy. I've installed Win64. Okay, CP38, CP38, Win AMD64. That's the V package. So I'll install it. So I've already installed it actually.
Okay.
So again, pip install.
Pip install that second package, OpenCV. Yep.
Okay, so I've installed NumPy. I need to install OpenCV now.
Yep,
okay,
it's
so
already
that is
installed.
already installed. Again, pip install matplotlib. Okay.
Yep.
So that is installed. Okay. It is already installed. Okay, so once those three packages are installed, you need to check whether those packages are properly installed or not. So again, open up Python and import NumPy. Import NumPy. Check whether you're in the proper version. Okay, so this gives me 1.18, 1.18.4. Okay, so that's so NumPy is properly installed. Again, I'll check the same thing for CV, OpenCV. So even this should be installed. Okay, even that is installed. It's the latest version 4.2. I think it was launched 2 weeks back, 2 weeks earlier or something. And the last one, Matplotlib. Okay. Matplotlib.
Matplotlib.
I'll just check whether spelling is right. I think it is not installed. Oh, I didn't import it actually. That's the reason.
Okay.
Import matplot. Okay. Once it is imported, only after importing it you can check the version. Matplotlib dot. Okay. So that is 3.2.1. All right. So all three are installed. So we are ready to go now. You can program. You can start programming now. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Great. So step number
so
2 is also
you can
done.
close your terminal now. There's no need to use your terminal. It was just to install the packages. And as you asked, you can use Anaconda to do this. Anaconda provides you a virtual environment to install these packages and work on it. So it's the same thing for if you're using it directly. When you're working in Windows, there's nothing virtual or open environment. Everything is, compact. Okay, so when you're working Windows, those open virtual environment doesn't really matter. So that's the reason why when you're using Anaconda, you use, when you're developing Python, you use Anaconda so that you get a virtual environment to install your packages separately,
Yep.
and you can when you deploy it with along with your packages. So when you're installing OpenCV, there's no need because these three packages are your basic packages. You need to work on it continuously, and even if you're deploying it, there's no need to configure it in the other system. Okay, so that's it. So once these three packages are installed,
So just a
we'll
small
start with the
quick
code.
summary till now, Nimesh. We actually seen like what OpenCV is. Then after like looking at what OpenCV is doing in our lives right now, then later on we went on like how I can just start working with it, right? And here we are like installing three packages to start working with OpenCV. The first one was NumPy. The second one is like Matplotlib, and the third one itself is OpenCV, right? That's it. We have just installed it using our own terminal in Windows, and now we are going ahead after starting our programming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, right. Quick. Oh, you're done. Now, yeah. Over to you.
Okay, fine. So we'll start with the basic image operations. Okay, so basic image operations are like how to read and write images. So when you start with the reading part, okay, when you read or write images,
Hmm.
okay, you can use the Python ideally itself. I usually use it because
Can
I
you
started with
little bit?
this.
Can
So
you zoom it out? Like zoom in.
yeah,
Sorry, zoom in.
sure,
Zoom
sure.
in. Yeah. It should make sense. Yes.
Wait
100.
a minute.
Okay. It's like a little bit bigger. Yeah.
I think this
Yes.
is
Yes. This is
okay.
fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, so when you're starting with OpenCV, the main part is, many people actually get stuck over here because they are not able to provide the proper part to the image files. So many people actually get stuck over here. And when I do take lectures or when I do take sessions, many people actually get stuck over here. Many people get these kinds of doubts. So the image path should be in the folder itself. Like if your Python, this program is in this folder, if it's say,
Hmm.
okay, so the images should be in the same folder. Or if you're making a new folder, let's say I'm making a new folder. Let's say I'm making a new folder called IMG. Okay,
Hmm.
so I need to I need to provide the path from here,
Okay. So then you need to
like
give the
img
subpath there.
slash data png. Okay, so it will work. That's it.
Got it.
Okay. Better you put it in the same folder so you won't have to remember the path and everything. Okay, so that will also work. That's it. All right. So first you need to import your packages. Okay, import numpy as numpy. Okay, np as in yeah, we'll be calling this library as np now onwards. Okay, and many people actually do this. I don't do this actually. Import numpy as np and import cv2 as cv.
Hmm.
Don't do this part. Okay, just keep it as cv2 itself. So we are importing these libraries, and whenever we call this library in our program, call it as np. We'll call the numpy library as np, and cv2 will keep it as it is. Okay. So for reading images, actually, for reading images, it is cv2.imread and the image directly the image. We need to when you're reading any image, we need to give it a variable.
Hmm.
Okay, so whenever you're reading any image, obviously this image, it's a multi-dimensional array. I mean, it's an NumPy n-dimensional array. We'll look into what these data types are. But for now, obviously, when we are declaring any variable in Python, there's no need to put in the variable type, and that's a good thing. So whenever you're reading any image, you need to put in variable. Okay. So now onwards, this image is stored in this variable called color. Okay, so we'll print out the data type.
Hmm.
We'll print out the data type and we'll check now. Okay, I'll just comment out the rest of the part because
So here, like we are trying to achieve right now is like we are reading the images, right? We are reading the images and we're printing the color. And what is this gray dot D type?
I'll get to that.
Okay,
Actually,
okay,
we haven't got to that. Okay. So, and I'll comment on this as well. All right.
okay,
So, we'll just read out the image and we'll print out color.d type.
okay.
Okay. So, color.d type is nothing but the data type. Okay.
Hmm.
And I'll keep this function. Okay. This function is also not needed. So, I'll just run it. All right. So, it's saying that it's event date.
Hmm.
So whatever image that is being read, okay,
Hmm.
it's the type is the data type inside this image is whatever images. The image is nothing but an n-dimensional array, as I told you. Now
Hmm.
whatever what forms this n-dimensional array is this integers, okay, unsigned integers, which
Hmm.
is of 8 bit. Okay,
Okay.
so we have n-dimensional arrays. Let's say we have this n-dimensional array, okay, like one.
Okay. That's 0. Okay. That's 1 0. Okay. So we are making a n-dimensional array right now.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's an it's a matrix right now, so it's not an n-dimensional array. So you could say this is one matrix. I mean, this is two-dimensional array right now.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so n-dimensional array is nothing but, I mean, there is an third dimension as in.
Hmm.
So you could say, let's say I have three such arrays. Okay, now
Yep.
these three arrays are overlapped over one
On.
another.
Yep.
Okay, so these three arrays are overlapped over one another. So it's in three-dimensional array right now. Okay, so three-dimensional array is nothing but you could say as an n-dimensional array because for an image it is three-dimensional array, but there could be something else that could be more than three dimensions or more than it could be four or five. So when you're working with images, obviously it is three dimensions. One is obviously your 2D space. One is your 2D space, and the other two are your color spaces.
Hmm.
Okay, so when you put in type, okay, when you put in type, it shows the uh, type of its elements. Okay, now 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, those are my elements. So when you put in type, those are my elements actually. Okay, so print color dot d type puts in the yeah, element type actually. Okay, now when you read any image, okay, when you read any image directly, it it is being read as in color image. Okay,
Okay.
it is being read as in color image.
Hmm.
And if you want to read it as an grayscale image, okay, if I want to read it as a grayscale image, I'll put an comma zero over there.
Okay. So that defines it like it's a grayscale.
Yeah, now
Okay.
comma zero is nothing but a grayscale. So when you put in comma zero, it is being read as a grayscale image. Okay, so again the data type won't change because data type is nothing but the inside element. The data type won't change.
Okay.
What changes is the shape of the image. Okay, what changes is the shape of the image. So if I don't put anything, okay, if I don't put anything, and if I directly run it, I'm getting this shape. Okay, this shape is nothing but the dimensions actually. Okay,
Okay.
this shape is nothing but the dimensions. This is height, width, and 3 is the number of channels. Okay,
Okay.
obviously there are three channels. Whenever
RBG,
you're
right?
reading,
RBG
yeah,
or something like that. What are the 3 channels?
three channels are, yeah. So these three channels are nothing but your color channels. Okay, so when you're talking about images, obviously there are three channels. One is red, green, and blue.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think everyone knows these three channels. Okay,
Yep.
I mean these are the
RBG.
basic color channels that everyone knows. Apart from that, there are other color channels that we'll look into. We'll look into at least one.
Hmm.
So uh, this is one color channel which is the RGB color channel.
Hmm.
And apart from that, there is one more. We'll look into that. Okay, now again, if I if I change it, okay, if I change it to let's say
Grayscale.
comma zero, okay,
Yep.
if I change it to comma zero, and if I run it, there's no color channel being shown, which means this is
A grayscale.
one dimensional or two-dimensional matrix actually. Okay, so
Yep.
there's no color channel being shown.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so that shows that when you're reading it as zero, it is reading as a grayscale image.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. So I would
so
just
that's
like to like a little bit a quick summary till here, whatever I have understood. Okay, Nimesh. So for every one of them, what are we doing, guys, is like we are reading up an image. Okay, an image has one of the image known as lena.png in his folders. So we are just getting up that image, and we are reading it up in our using OpenCV, and we're actually like trying it up with different parameters, like what all parameters do OpenCV provide. Okay, so one of the parameter which we saw, I mean, like what is the D type. Okay, D type is nothing else but the what is the data type of this particular like color, as in that is a variable. Okay, this variable is having an image. So what is the D type is equal to integer. That's what we saw, and later on now we are seeing it as like what we say. What is a different kind of like if it is a gray scale, then we are not able to see that what is RBG in there. The color scale is like by default only one mono it is. If at all like it is what we say having no other parameter, just like here it is zero written, right? Instead of it, if you don't write zero, then it will be if you do the shape gives you the height, like height way like width at the same time how many color channels it is. If you are doing grayscale, then it is like nothing has been shown up here. If it is not doing grayscale, then you have three color channels, that is RBG. That's what I have understood till now. Yep, Nimesh.
All right. Okay, so I'll wrap this up. Okay. So there are three ways to read images actually right now. So I put in those three ways over here. The first way is you can directly read in the image, and it will be by default read as in color image. Okay. And the other way is you can put in backslash, I mean comma one. Okay. If you put in comma one, again it will be read as a color image, or else you can put in the proper method over there.
Yep.
cv2.timeread underscore color. Okay, so if you put in this, it will be read as in color image itself. Okay, so there are three methods to read it. The first method is not particularly a method. Actually, it's the by default parameter. If you don't put in anything, it is by default read as in color image.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Again, when you're doing grayscale, okay, when you're doing grayscale, you can put in the proper method. I am read grayscale in order to be in order to read the image as a grayscale image. Okay, that's it. So that covers the reading part at least. Okay, so you can read your images in two ways. One is you can read in a color image, or you can read in a grayscale image.
Yep.
Okay, now what does this matter actually? What does this matter? Like, what do we need to read a grayscale image, or what do we need to read a color image? So in those places, okay, in those places where color is not very specific actually, color is not much needed. Like if you're doing object detection, okay, if you're doing object detection, and let's say if I'm separating out screws, nuts, okay, if I'm separating out screws and nuts, now all these screws and nuts will be having the same color, right?
Okay.
All these screws and nuts will be having the same color. So color is not of any significance over there. So we can remove the color part straight away. Whenever we are reading in the image itself, we can remove the color part. So it obviously it drastically reduces your processing time. It drastically
Yes.
reduces, I mean, processing time and other things. So it is much easier when you work with grayscale images. And color is specifically used when you are doing into much bigger scale, like object detection or facial recognition or something that is more generic. Okay, that
Got
is
it.
not specified to a single object and that is more generic. Like let's say for self-driving cars, if I say, and if it is driving on driving across a roadways. Okay, so it has to go through a lot of signals, a lot of symbols, or a lot of you could say posters and everything. Okay, traffic signals and everything. So these signals actually they are color specific. Okay, like if there is a stop signal or if there is a stop signboard. Okay, so specific. If there is a zebra crossing, or if there is some school nearby, or if there is a speed limit sign, so those things are. So for those part, I think we
Color is
need to put it
necessary.
directly the color image itself. We cannot work with grayscale image over there because obviously it will create into more confusion because we are not defining a data set over there. We whatever that is coming our way, we need to process it on the way and we need to move on. So
Yep.
those are of a generic class. So over there we will be using color images.
Got it.
Now after that, obviously we need to show images. Okay.
Hmm.
Now once we have read these images, we need to show images. So that itself is again nothing but for reading it is IM read. IM is nothing but image read, and for showing it is IM show, image show.
Okay.
So it's a easy. I think it's a bit easy over here. So I'll just comment out some things.
I think after learning this, I'm going to experiment with this 100%. Because I'm like getting interested. I mean, the way like you're teaching it, right? I mean, like I'm getting into the topics now. As you gave the example of the in nuts and all, we don't require color. We just only require the shape, right? So keeping that all thing in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'll experiment 100%. I'm going to experiment.
Yeah, we'll cover the nets part over here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Obviously, if time permits, then obviously we'll cover the net part over here. How to classify nuts actually. Okay. Uh, and yeah, there is one more thing over here. Okay, so there is one more thing that is bit 32. Okay, so when you read in the image actually, when you read in the image, it was being read as an unsigned integer 8. Okay, it was being read as an unsigned integer 8. And if you read it using, I mean, any depth is nothing but you read it as an, I mean, whatever the depth is, as in whatever the type is, I can read it directly.
Okay.
And if you want to change it, to 32-bit image, then you can change it. And why do we need to change it? Because uh, I mean, it is used when you're inversing the colors actually. You get a much better color range, and it's easier to work with when you're inverting the colors and everything. So we'll look into the examples. I think it's better if I leave it over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even we are running out of time. Just a small reminder.
Okay, fine. So we'll read it and we'll show it.
Yep.
We'll read a color image and then a grayscale image, and we'll show it. And if you don't put this sign, okay. Now if I run it, if I save it, and if I run it, okay. So I'm getting something over here. Okay,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
getting
Yep.
a color image and then grayscale image.
Yep.
So this is Lena BGR, and this is Lena.
Okay, there is Lena with BGR, blue, green, red, and this is Lena with gray. Okay,
Okay,
so
fine.
now
And
it looks like a
the weight
magic
key
for us right now.
And then this is one more function actually. Wait key function is nothing but when you put in this wait key, okay,
Hmm.
it waits for a key press. Okay,
Okay.
like if I run it and if I press any key,
Hmm.
then it automatically closes actually. It will wait for a key press to be occurred actually.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what the key press is for. I mean, nowadays it doesn't matter because we are working in Windows, so Windows like does this part for itself, so that's why it doesn't matter. But still, when you're working with applications, these things actually matters.
Yep.
Okay. So if you put in wait key 0, it waits for a key press, and if you put in wait key 5, it waits for 5 seconds. After the key press, it waits for 5 seconds
Okay.
to close it.
To show up the image.
Okay.
Okay. This is cool.
So
I
that's
mean, okay.
I
So
think
we'll go ahead.
that covers creating and showing images. And now the last part, I'll just cover the last part as well. So the last part is nothing but to store the images. Now when you opened it, you read the image, you showed the image. Now we need to write it back to
Hmm.
your house. Okay. So that is I am write. So I am read, image show, and image write. That's it.
Yep.
So if I
So
run
this
it,
this write will be writing down the image into our memory.
yeah, it'll store in the by default path. Okay.
Okay.
So or else you can give it the path over here. For now, I think it will store in the same
Color.jpg
folder where
and
my
yep.
program is. So
Color
it should
dot
store it in the
yeah.
same folder.
Wow, great. So this got generated with the help of that bit32.jpg, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
got it.
I think bit32 was already there.
Hmm.
These two got overwritten actually. If I delete these two, okay. If I delete this and if I run it again, you'll see that it's again over there. So
Yes.
it's being written there, right?
Okay. Nice.
So
I mean
that's
that is
it.
getting converted to
Yeah.
like a grayscale, and one is getting like the simple color one. It is getting saved there. I am right does it. Okay, fine. Chalo.
Okay, fine. So that covers read, write images. Okay, that covers the images part. I think we can move on to video part, right?
100%, 100% we can move.
So videos are like we need a webcam. All right. So my webcam is already occupied, so I don't know whether it will work or not. I didn't think of it earlier. Anyway, so uh, initially, obviously, you'll have to import these two things, these two libraries. Okay. Now you need to capture. I mean, need to define and by default camera. Okay.
Okay.
Zero initializes your camera. Okay,
Hmm.
initializes your camera into auto camera that is available. It initializes it and it stores into this variable. Okay.
Hmm.
Now when you start reading, when you put in cap dot read, it start reading in the frames. It start reading in the input. Okay.
Okay.
Start and the input is obviously a series of frames.
Got
Okay,
it.
it's a series of images, right? So that is being stored in frame, and the return value is nothing but if the camera is on or if the camera is working properly, then the return value is one. Okay, if the camera is working properly, then the return value is one, or else
It will
or
be
else
zero. Zero or something else.
or else you
Okay.
can say zero or false. Okay,
Got it. Got
so
it.
I'll just let's say I don't think it'll work, so I'll just check it false.
Okay. So you
So
try once closing. I mean, like what is it? Turning off your zoom camera and then you try once.
yeah, I can do it. Yeah. So I'll just zoom camera. Yeah, stop. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll just try it once again now.
Yep. We hope that miracle happens. Hey, this is working up right now. See, guys, we can see Nimish from
So
there right now.
working.
Yes, it is working. It
So
is
earlier,
working.
yeah, earlier it was occupied with something else. So obviously the camera wasn't available. And if there was any secondary camera, let's say, if there was any secondary camera attached, it would have gone to that camera.
Yep.
Okay, it would have gone to that camera and it would have switched on that camera. So uh, that's it. So like return frames. Now obviously we are capturing the frame. Okay,
Hmm.
while true, we are
It's like
capturing the frame.
endless.
Okay, every second we
Endless.
are capturing this frame
Yes.
now. Okay,
Yes.
but yeah, we need to show it. So if the return is true, which means if it has captured any frame, then we need to resize it. Resize is as in like if I don't resize it, okay,
Hmm.
obviously we'll be getting an larger image actually. So if
100%.
it
That will be a kind of your whole
getting
what we say. Yep. Desktop camera
bit more
resolution.
resolution, bit more bigger image, you could say. So,
Yep.
so I just shortened it a bit so that it's easier to look at. Okay, so you can change the resolution or you can put in, you can remove this part. That's not an issue. And this part 0, comma 0. 0, comma 0 is the coordinates. Okay, so whenever you're working with a computer screen, whenever
Okay.
you're working with a computer screen,
Hmm.
uh, this okay, this the top left hand corner. Top left hand corner is 0, comma 0. Okay, top left
Okay.
hand corner is 0, comma 0. And so I put in the initial coordinates as well. So it's okay if I don't put in these things. It's okay if I don't put in these things. It'll randomly it'll pick in any coordinates that is available and it'll run. Okay, that doesn't matter if you don't put in anything. And okay, oh, I put in resize and I didn't put in anything, right? Okay, so
Ah,
I need
yes.
not
That's where it is. Yep.
remove this and I'll put in the resize part. DP size. What's DP size now?
Let's run this
Uh,
once.
yeah. Anyways, so I think it requires coordinates.
Yep.
Maybe.
Now we need to
Anyway,
go
so
and
I think
hey guys, we can go and read the documentation for like what all parameters to be sent and all. So
you
yep.
can directly something. No need to resize it. You can directly read IM read. I think resize requires this initial coordinates as well.
Yes. 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 Yep. So let's go ahead. The second, I'm sure.
So once the frame is resized, we'll show the frame.
Hmm.
Once the frame is resized, we'll show the frame, and after that, we'll wait for the wait key. Okay,
Hmm.
we'll wait for the wait key, and if the wait key is pressed, we'll wait for half millisecond, and after that, we'll close. Okay, so if you put in 0, it won't wait for anything. Okay, it won't wait for anything. And if you present the wait key, okay, if you present the wait key, it will check whether the wait key is Q or not. Okay,
Yep.
and this 0FF is for 64-bit. Okay, it is for 64-bit devices. If you are using 32-bit devices, there's no need to put in and this part. Okay, so if you're using 64-bit, you need to put in this part because it adds in 32 bits extra. So I'm just putting in 32 bits over here. So that's what I mean. That's it.
Yep.
So if you press in Q, it will break out of the while loop and it will close your camera and it will close your camera and that's it. It will destroy all the windows that is open and it will close you. That's it. Okay. So let's just go through once again. So you need to initialize your camera,
Yep.
video capture 0. Zero actually initializes a lot of parameters. It's not just the camera. Uh, initializes a lot of other parameters. So just put in 0. Okay, and once that is done, you need to put in a variable, and you can use this variable to read images. Once when it is used for reading images, it returns two values. One is whether the camera is on or off,
Yep.
and if the camera is on, it returns the frames.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It returns the frames, so we are printing return so that whether we should know whether the camera is on or off, and if it is on, then we resize the pixels. Okay, we resize the image that is being captured and we show it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so you can and then after resizing it, we are showing it, and we're waiting for 500 milliseconds.
Got it.
There is one more thing over here. I don't see it. Yeah. There's one more thing is this 500 milliseconds actually. Okay. So we're waiting. I mean, we're waiting for an interrupt actually. So it will wait for 500 milliseconds and it will go to the next loop. Okay.
Yep.
It will wait for 500 milliseconds and it will go to the next loop. So 500 milliseconds is nothing but like 20 frames per second. So this is how your frame value is being calculated. Okay, frames per second. That's it. Okay, so that's it. I think that covers video part, right? Okay. All right. So moving on. Okay. Yeah.
So we have
Okay,
the other
so
one that is pixel data.
I'll just put in some basic commands over here. We'll just check some basic commands on it. All right. Okay, so now if you can put in these whatever that you are writing it in the code, you can directly put in the Python shell itself. That is obviously an option, but obviously not to run a code. Obviously, that is not the best method. But still, you can put it in the Python shell. For now, I'll show in some parameters that is crucial to this thing. So for that, I'll be using the shell. So for the first part, I need to import the library. Import numpy np import cv2 img. Oh wait, img is equal to. I'll just copy paste it over here.
Yeah. Nimesh, a lot of people have been asking like one small question that will you be sharing this code on GitHub something?
Sure, I will share it. No issues.
Okay. So guys, yes, we will be sharing the code on GitHub. So like as you guys are asking in the chat. And the second one is like one question here, like Shakib Khan is asking, the return value is false in the previous one which we did in the video capture. If the return value is false, that means you are not having an active video camera there. That's what I have learned. And then one more question is that can't see the code of destroy window. Okay, so can't see the code of destroy window. Yes, once it's to shared in GitHub, there you can see that thing. So destroy window is nothing, just okay. So now we can go ahead, Nimish.
Yeah, sure. All right. Okay, so img is equal to this is all right. So we're reading this image. Okay, so this is not the name of the image. I'll just check what the name of the image is. It is lena.png. Okay, so I'll read in the image lena.png. Okay,
Yep.
so even if I put in a wrong name, actually, if I put in a wrong name, let's say now my image is being read. So if I put in img, I'm getting the entire pixel values. Okay, there are 220 by 220 multiplied by 3. So there are these many pixels. There is dot dot dot. Okay, so these are your entire pixel values. Okay, so if I put in an wrong image name, okay, let's say I put in OpenCV dot this PNG. Okay, it doesn't give me any error. Okay, it doesn't give me an error. Okay, that I mean that's the reason why people get stuck over here. And now when you put in IMG, it doesn't give you anything because it
nothing is there.
When it is reading this, it is obviously it is looking for it, and if it is not getting anything, it is initializing this as an empty array.
Got it.
Okay, so and when you print it, you're not getting anything. So you need to make sure that you're putting in the name properly,
Yeah.
case sensitive and everything. Okay, so that's it. Cleaner.png. Yeah. After that, obviously I've looked into this type of image. So type of image is nothing but these values. Okay.
ND array. Yep.
Yeah. These values are your event date. And now when you look into the type of image, okay, when you look into the type of image, it is giving you NumPy n-dimensional array.
Yeah.
So this image itself is an n-dimensional array. And if you want to look into earlier we were getting something else, right? Earlier we were getting like I think we were getting this zero. Yeah, I think we typed in something else.
For the D type, we actually like image dot D type. It was like yep, image dot D type. Yep, something weird than that. Yep, it's like U and 8.
So earlier when we put in D type, it's looking for this data type. Okay, now we are looking for the type of image. Okay, now we are looking for the type of the image, and obviously the image is, as I told you, it's an NumPy n-dimensional array. Okay, so we are getting this n-dimensional array. I mean, whatever the array is that you can see over here. Now after that, now if you look into len of len of img, I'll just clear it out. Now I'll have to everything.
There was some problem with that. The previous one, the previous shell.
I think yeah.
Okay.
There's some issue over there. Anyways, that's fine. img is equal to imcv2 dot img. I just restarted it, so otherwise I'll have to restart it. So I thought and do it in a new one. Okay.
Yeah.
So once the image is being read, now if I the length of image. If I check the length of IG, it gives me 220. Okay, 220 is nothing but the length of the width actually. Okay? 220 is nothing but the width. So if I want to check in the height now, okay, so everything is length and width and length, right? So if I want to check in the height now, if I want to check in the height, I'll check in the first array. I'll check in the length of first array. So it will give me the height. Okay, so if I check in int/0, okay, so this will give me again 220. Now this is what the height actually. Okay.
Yep.
This is
our height and width are both equal. That's why they are like coming 220, 220. That's it, right?
It's equal. Should have changed the image so it would have been clear.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so now the last part is if I want to check the image channels. Okay, if I want to check the image channels, number of color channels, then I put an image.
Image like that is len.
Okay. Now this gives me the number of color channels.
Yep.
Okay. So that gives me the number of color channels. So if you put in directly the image, it gives you the width, and if you put in the first width or first row, it gives you the length of the row. And if you put in the both, I mean, if you put in one particular pixel, then you will be getting the color channel. Okay. So that's it. And after that, if you want the entire thing together, I think I showed this to you. If I want the entire thing together,
Yep, that shape one.
width, your height, and then your color channels. Okay, and D type is already covered. 2 comma 2 into 8. Anyway, so and if I want to access any particular pixel, okay, if I want to access any particular pixel, I can do that. I can put in any xy coordinate. I can put in any xy coordinate. Now, if I look into any xy coordinate, I'll be getting three values. The RGB value. Okay, so this is the RGB value. Actually, it is BGR, blue,
Green.
green, red, BGR. Okay, so this is my BGR value. I'll be getting the particular value for one pixel now.
Okay.
Okay, and so I want the entire color channel,
Hmm.
the entire color channel.
Yep,
Then I can
everything.
put in 0. 0 is B for blue. So I'll be
Ah,
getting the blue channel now. And if I want the green channel, I can put in 1. Again, if I want the uh,
red. The last one, right?
then I can put in 2. Okay. So if you put in 3, you'll be getting an error.
Ah,
If
checking
you
that.
put
Hey,
in
we have
3,
only
you'll be
three
getting this
channels.
error.
0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 0, 1, 2. 3 is not there. Yep. Got
3 is
it. This
not.
is fully
It's 3
clear.
channel.
Let me just check. I'm in the comment section. I mean, if at all. Hey guys, you are having any kind of questions and all, just put up the thing in the comments right now, and we will be able to solve it up right now. Yep. So okay, so let's go ahead. And image.size, what does this give?
Yeah. So image dot size actually it gives you the total number of pixels. So
Okay.
total number of pixels is 220 multiplied by 220
Yep.
multiplied by 3. I think that should give you the total number of pixels.
Okay. Like each and every pixel for each and every color, it will be stored up. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I think we are. It was bit fast. I mean, yep, it's fine. I mean, you can see it in 1.5x. Raghuram BL is saying up. So I hope that you will be again saying it up for like one time. So yep, guys. Okay. So yes, we can go ahead, Nimesh. No, I mean such questions are there as of right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's it. I mean, yeah, looked into these are the basic things. Basic methods that you can use to check the image parameters. Like if you want to play with any particular pixel assets, you can put in this thing. You can put in the exact pixel coordinate, and you can put play with those pixels. And if you want to check the shape, check the shape of your image, and you can do it directly using image.shape, or you can put in a particular coordinates, or you can put in particular commands for each and everything.
Yep.
So
Yep.
everything is very precise and you could say like properly programmed or properly designed over here. Okay, so that covers the basic things, the basic image operations, you could say.
Hey, one of the question Nimesh is like Binu Joseph is asking, is it possible to fetch the videos from CCTV cameras? Any extra coding needs to be done apart from this? The
No,
video
nothing.
one.
I mean, if the CCTV camera is, I think, if it is programmed or if it is connected to your laptop,
Mm.
then there's no issue. Like if it is connected via USB or something, then it is okay. If it is connected via wireless LAN or something, then that becomes a bit troublesome because you need to configure it.
Okay.
Then you need to configure.
You need to configure the what we say the proper camera like stream in, right? I mean the proper address, a kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yep. Okay. So that's what is Binu Joseph, and if at all you are having a direct a kind of I have a webcam kind of thing here. So in my webcam, if at all this webcam, if at all I just connect it with my direct USB, so that can be captured indirectly through our laptops. Okay. So yep, we can go ahead, Nimish.
Okay. So that covers the video part now. All right. Now I think oops, we're done with the starting part now.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we've covered read, write, and show, the video input parts, and the basic image parameters.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think there's one more small thing to be covered. I'll just show it quickly so that we can move ahead. Okay, so I think everyone knows his color spaces, right? As I
Yep.
discussed, there is RGB. Okay,
Yep.
so if your RGB value is 0,
Hmm.
if it is 0, then it is black,
Yep.
and if it is to the maximum value, okay. Now you've seen that the color or the data type is UNT8.
Hmm.
Okay, so data type is 8. So it's an 8-bit integer. So 8-bit integer, so the maximum value would be 255, right? The
Yep.
maximum value would be 255. Like 2 raised to 8, that is 255, right? So if for all these three channels, okay, all these three channels are 255, then you get your white part. Okay. So if you mix in blue and green, I don't remember what exact color do you get?
That is indigo. Indigo. We call it
Indigo.
indigo. Yep.
Yeah. And red and green you get yellow,
Yes. Yes.
and blue and red you get thing. Now you think I'm just joking away, but this thing is actually needed. That's the reason why I asked you.
Yep.
So when you mix in those colors, you will be getting different colors over here, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that comes into use when you're using a different format called HSV. Okay,
Yep.
that comes into use when you're using a different color called HSV. Now HSV is nothing but H is for hue, S is for saturation, V is for value. Okay.
Yep.
Now, when you're working with RGB color formats, uh, those are color dependent. Okay, those are color. I mean, there's nothing that separates out the light.
Hmm.
Now, when you're working with images, when you're working in real-time applications, not everything is bright, right?
Hmm.
Not everything is bright. There will be varying light conditions over there, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
the only thing that varies, right? When
Yep.
you're working in a real-time applications, the only problem is the light might vary,
Yep.
and according to the light, obviously you need to program something. You need to adjust your programs such that it is independent of light. So that's the main hurdle, you could say, when you're working with OpenCV, right?
Yep.
So that's the reason why we have this HSV format.
Okay.
Okay, so for HSV, you have hue, saturation, and value.
Yep.
Okay, for HSV you have hue, saturation,
Saturation
and
and
value.
value.
So the last part, okay, the value part is the variation of light.
Got it.
Okay, so I can remove this part and I can work on the other two things.
Okay. Hue and saturation. That means the
Yeah, so
variation which we are
whenever
getting.
I'm programming something, whenever I design something that is for real-time applications, I need to remove the value part. Okay, I need to remove the value part so that my program becomes foolproof. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
it won't vary according to the light conditions.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the main advantage of using an HSV format. And so many, I mean, the main question is, what is HSV?
Hmm.
Yeah, the main question is HSV. And what is HSV? So we all understood what is RGB, because obviously we have played with colors. We know when we mix in two colors, we get a different color, right? So
Yep.
we all understand the basic RGB format.
Yep.
But when we come to HSV, the main issue is, what is hue, what is saturation, what is value. Okay, now I said value is the intensity of light. Okay, so the value is intensity of light. So what is hue and saturation? I would say hue is uh, hue is nothing but the color, and saturation is the ratio of color to brightness. Now
Got it.
that gets it a lot of confusion, right? I mean, what does it? I mean, I didn't get anything right. So hue is nothing but the color. That's right. So hue is nothing but the color. So hue is zero. For if my hue value is zero, it is red.
Hmm.
If my hue value is 120, it is green. If my hue value is 240, it is blue.
Blue.
Again, if my
Okay.
hue value is 360, it is red.
It's a
And
kind of a shade. I
in
mean,
this
it's a
0
kind
to
of a
360 scale,
yep. It's a
yeah,
kind of a shade on our color, right?
so in this 0 to 360 scale, I have every color.
Hmm.
Okay, I have every color. So hue adjusts my colors over here. Okay,
Got it.
when I say a particular hue value, that is my colors.
Yep.
Okay, and that can be a decimal, that can be anything, that can be anything. Okay, color can be anything. Color can be a combination of anything, right?
Yep.
So these are your hue values over here. Okay,
Okay.
and
Nimesh.
saturation
Nimesh.
is
Nimesh.
your hue upon your intensity.
Nimesh, you're able to hear
Yeah,
me? Yep. So, I mean, one of the question is, right, are we covering up face recognition in the end, right?
yeah.
Yep. So that's what one of the question is, like, are we covering up the face recognition? Yes, guys, we are covering up face recognition. And Nimesh, we have
Okay,
only like
okay.
15 minutes to sum up the session. So, I mean, we need to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's
Fine.
it. So I just wanted to cover SSV format. And one more thing is, if you look into this image, I don't know whether it is visible or not.
It's visible. It's totally visible.
So if you look over here, this is your RGB cube.
Yep.
Okay, this is your RGB cube. We just tilted it a bit. Okay, just
Hmm.
tilted it a bit, and we put in all the colors in the same plane.
Hmm.
Okay, and we put in black in the top bottom part,
Hmm.
and we just expanded the bottom part, and we got a cylinder kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
So the cylinder is nothing but your hexagon HSV model.
Okay.
This is your HSV model. So that is where the HSV comes in. So this model actually comes in from the cube itself. We just modified it a bit, and we got in the HSV model. Now there are obviously many mathematical
Okay, okay, okay,
equations
I
to
got it. I mean
actually.
the what we said, the four like the corners which you shown up in the cone, right, are the different colors which we have, and when it go
Yeah.
to the bottom down, it is like the black way they are going up,
Yeah.
right?
So on the
Yep,
bottom, see, in the top you have kept in the white part. In the bottom we have kept in the black part, which means if my this is my value, right?
yep,
This is my value. Okay.
yep,
So if it is in the bottom, value is
hmm,
0.
yep,
If my value is 0, it is totally black, which
yep,
means dark.
yep, yep.
And if it is in the top, it
It
is
is
white.
yep.
Okay, it is totally white, and which means
These are
very high
bright,
colors, or you
bright
could
colors.
say
Yep,
very high density of light. So in
yep,
this high intensity of light, you get in a little bit of white portion over here.
yep. Now got it.
Okay.
Now what got it? What is like
Yeah.
hue here, like the HSV
Okay. So
curve.
that's your brightness. Okay, that's your value. Now,
Yep,
and in the circle you have your different colors,
yep.
and the saturation is this length.
Got it. Okay,
Saturation is the depth of the color.
got
Okay.
it.
In the center, it is really light,
Hmm.
and towards the end, it is really dark. The saturation is the depth of the color, you could say. Okay.
Yep.
So saturation is your depth of the color. Along the circumferences, you have your different colors, and along the length of the cylinder, you have your brightness.
Got it. 100%. Now got the whole concept. Yep.
So that's it. All right. So that covers basic image operations, basic image stubs, and everything. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's important. I mean, like, is it important for the face recognition? That's what is the question. Uh, is been asked, Nimesh.
Uh, it's important if you are doing anything on image processing.
Okay. Fine. 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 Okay. So
Yeah.
now, can we just move into that part? I mean, like, face recognition part, Nimesh.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'll jump into that part. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So the facial recognition part. Okay. Yeah. So for the facial recognition part, there is not much to it actually. So if you look into the if you look into the code, it's hardly a few lines.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like, okay, now please explain this whole thing. Now, this is another level curiosity which we have right now.
Yeah.
Not only me, every
Okay.
one of them may be having it.
So this thing actually, I needed to cover the object detection part. Only after that I would have covered this. But let's say I'll just show it. I mean, I'll just show this part.
Hmm.
So you have this frontal face Har cascade classifier.
Yep.
Okay, Har cascade classifier is nothing but it is a collection of features.
Hmm.
Okay, it is a collection of features of for your face. Okay, for your
Yep.
face. Like now, this is for frontal face. Okay,
Yep.
frontal face as in on your front face there are two eyes, there is nose, there is mouth, there is your eyebrows. Okay,
Hmm.
there is your ear. So it is a collection of those features. Now, when you put in this as an input, I mean when you give this as an input, it looks for these features in an image. And if all these features come in, and if you put in this scale factor is nothing but the percentage value.
Okay.
Okay, if you put in the scale factor a bit somewhere around 1.1 or something, like you could say it is close enough, like it is close enough to detect something. Okay,
Hmm.
so if it detects something like 90%, if 90%, if something is close enough to your face, then you're detecting a phase over here, and it will detect how many phases are there. Okay,
Hmm.
phases is nothing but how many phases are there. So for x, y, w, and h, those are your coordinates. Like it covers it in then coordinates. So x, y, w, and h covers in the coordinates, and then you're drawing a rectangle over your face, and then you're viewing your image. That's it. So if I just
Okay.
run it, I think that I just run it.
And I think we will be able to see a rectangle. Okay.
Okay, uh, so it misses some part over here. Like if you see
Yes.
this face is missing.
Why is it
Right.
so? And this boy
Because
also.
see now when I said facial recognition, it takes color into
Okay.
I mean, color is one of the important part. So one of the feature is eyebrows.
Hmm.
Okay, one of the feature is eyebrows. Now this person actually I think the main reason is the eyebrows, because eyebrows is not that significantly pulling up. So that's the reason why I think her face is not
And
being
same
depicted.
goes with the guy
And
also. I mean here the
and
kid.
yeah, so that's one thing. So if I just go into any editor, and if I just enhance her eyebrows, and if I put in back this image, and it'll detect. Okay, so so this is actually pretty boring actually. So I'll do one thing. I'll put it in real time video now.
That's what he's doing. Hey,
Yeah.
yep, that's what. Hey, what is that? I mean, okay, someone is there and behind you, so
Yeah, so
it,
it's
it,
far away. No,
it,
no, that's something else. So it is getting some features over there. So that is getting misplaced.
yep.
So I just have to adjust myself. Right? So that's it. So I think now we get a real-time face recognition over here. It's drawing these blocks over here.
Can you just
So
show the code? I mean, once again, I mean, like, just put up your face there only.
I'll just explain it once again. No, no issues.
Let it
So
run,
the
right?
first
Let it
part is
run. Let.
obviously capturing the image. Okay,
Okay.
capturing the image.
Yep.
We are capturing using video camera, and we need to import the hard cascade frontal face.
Hmm.
Okay, frontal face as a tool, it is collection of features, so it looks for these features in your images. So in
Yep.
order to explain this, obviously it will take a lot of time, and if I explain it,
No, we can. I mean, schedule
it's
another one more later on thing
just for
stuff.
the class, but this one I think we'll have to require an entire session for 2-3 hours at least.
Yep.
So that is this is the actual thing. Actually, this is the actual reason why I mean facial recognition or anything is being done. And this is I think this was done and back in 2000s, actually in 2008 or 2000, back in 2000.
Yep.
This is one of the one as this is something else. I mean, hard cascade classifiers. Okay,
Can you
hard
just
cascade
open it? Can you
classifiers
just open it?
are
That's
called
XML, right? Can you open it?
this one. Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah.
So, okay, so okay, now there are like a lot of like unknown values and variables which are there.
So
So,
this is an XML file. I think it'll you can view it better if you using if you open it using an XML viewer.
hmm.
So
So
now
this
it is
okay. So
a
these
lot
are
of nodes, lot of belief values.
yes. So
That's it.
okay, I think we need a like special another one more session dedicated to understand like what is this XML part here. But yeah, we can just go ahead and see that. I just wanted to show like what is there inside it. So it is something like a pre-built classifier. I hope, right?
Yeah, it's a classifier file. So it's there are like these classifiers, as I told you, it's a collection of features. So there are classifiers for different objects as it. Now this
Okay.
is for one frontal face that I showed you.
Yep.
There's one if you look over to the internet, you could find for guns classifier hard cascade.
Har
Hard cascade classifiers for what do you need for
dog.
dog? Yeah, that is also video.
Okay.
Dog.
Okay, that is also okay there right now. Okay, so we have like different.
See, you got hard cascade dog. This time.
Wow. See, guys, now you can detect anything. I mean, any kind of face. So it
You
will be
just
of
need to
like
put in the proper classifier over there,
yeah.
and after that, run it. That's
So
it.
using
So I'll just show
OpenCV,
the
like
program one second, maybe.
yep. I okay, just to complete it now. Whatever I have understand, I would like to say like what we say it in like 2-3 lines of the whole session. I loved it. I mean, literally, I loved it. Okay, so now let's go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is obviously you need to put in any input image. You need to give it any input image. After that, you're converting it into a grayscale image.
Yep.
Okay. You're converting it into a grayscale image, and after that, you're opening your video camera. I mean, this is not needed. Sorry, that's something else. Okay. You're putting in your grayscale image, and you're loading in your classifier file. You're giving it to your variable called face cascade.
Yep.
Now there is something called as detect multiscale. Okay, detect multiscale. It takes in an grayscale image. What is it? It takes in an grayscale image. You put in the scale factor. Scale factor is nothing but the percentage, you could say, the percentage of how much it should match. minimum number of neighbors. If you need to adjust these actually. Minimum number of neighbors is something like these images. Whenever you pass any classifier over an image, it takes in a certain chunks of pixels. Okay, it takes in certain chunks of pixels and goes to those pixels.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so this
think
is minimum number of neighbors is those minimum number of pixels that is being considered.
got it.
Okay, so after that, once if you have detected any faces, if you look into this XML file on the end part actually, and the end part you see some rectangles over here.
Hmm.
Okay, so these rectangles are nothing but if it detects any faces and it returns and the coordinates for those faces. It returns the coordinates for those faces. So x and y is the I think if this is a face, let's say I think I have an image right. Okay, so this is my image. Okay, this is my face. So I'll start drawing my square from here. Okay, so this is my xy coordinate.
Okay.
Okay, this is my xy coordinate and w and h.
Hmm.
Okay, w and h. So in order to draw a square, I'll be getting the w and h parameter as well.
Yeah.
So x, y, w and h. For x, y, w and h, draw a rectangle with this point, and the endpoint would be x plus w, y plus h. Like this is x, y. So x plus w, y plus h. This is my first point. This is my second point. So I'll put draw a square along these borders. Okay.
Got it.
So that's what. So that's what. And this is the color of color in what you draw the square in. This is the thickness of what the rectangle should be drawn. Okay. So if I change this to something else, 255. So you could see that the color has changed now.
Okay.
That's it. I mean,
that's the way we are giving up in the colors and all. Okay. So
I think
like one of the question image here is that is how many R cascades do we require for face detection? So how many of them are there actually? So I think like only one R cascade is required for one program, right? I mean that is maybe
yeah. So if you're considering frontal face actually, if you're considering frontal face, let's say I just close this part and I'll go back to the folder. Considering frontal face, okay.
Okay.
Frontal. So this is my side. Okay, so it's not detecting.
Yep.
So when I look into sideways, it's not detecting. So there are different for different views actually. So one is for frontal face, front is for side one. Okay, and if you want to detect an entire human, there is another classifiers. So the classifier depends on specifically what you need.
So it can detect like as many people we will be there in that, right? I mean like for example
because
yes.
Over here actually it returns the number of faces actually.
Okay.
See, faces is the number of faces that is being detected. So we are looping those faces now. We are looping those faces and we are drawing rectangle for every face now.
Got it.
We are looking to those faces over here and we are drawing the rectangle for every face.
Yep.
That's it.
Clear. I mean this is very nice. I mean this is a cool concept which you have shown us today. I think many of them are going to try it up right now.
Yeah, right. As long as they get the code right. I'll upload the code right away.
Yes. Hey, you can do one thing, Nimesh. You can just go and create your account on what we say community.letsupgrade.in. And hey, guys, every one of you can just go and give your reviews and you can ask your questions to directly Nimesh at community.letsupgrade.in. Just go there and ask your questions and all. And Nimesh may be like there live at some point of time and can answer your all the queries. Right. I mean, Nimesh, we have just developed a full portal there. There is like LetsUpgrade's own community forum. So there people can just come up and gives you a lot of follow. They can follow you and from today onwards you will be one of our esteemed what we say community ambassador kind of person. So 100% that's it. Just wanted to say this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay then. So And that pretty much wraps up what we had decided for today, right?
Yes. This is, I mean, like pretty much nice amount, like a thing which we have done. So, guys, just to sum up from my side, like what I have understood and what you guys can take away from the whole session is like something. The first part which I have understood here is like, Nimish, can you just turn off the screen share so that even the people
Yes,
can see you right away? Okay,
yes.
just turn on your webcam, right? Yep.
Right.
So guys, here like we have Nimesh, and yep, that's where. Okay. So okay, now this gallery view is not looking good. So yep, and this whole session was like very much cool and all. So first of all, thank you, Nimesh. And what we have understood, I'll just sum it up from the whole audience side here. That is like first thing we understood is like how we can use OpenCV. Okay, how we can use OpenCV at all. And OpenCV is like a library where we have like different what we say functions like I am read, I am write. Then at the same time get the particular size of the image and read a particular image, and what is like what is the type of that image, that like D type we have done, and later on like how many pixels it is containing, and all these all things can be gathered with the help of OpenCV. That one thing we have understood. Second thing, like how to capture a direct video from your direct webcam which is connected via particular what we say webcam. So that is one of the stuff. And going ahead, like we have also seen yep, just 1 minute guys. Yep. So going ahead, we have also seen that how can we go ahead and like in real time, how can we like detect a particular person's face. So that's what we have just completed that part. And yes, that's it, Nimesh. And any other questions you guys are having, just you can put it up in the chat right away, and I'll be the person. Yep, everyone is saying thank you, Nimesh, and thanks for your time. And it's actually a whole course can't be taught in 1 hour. Yep, 100%. It's like a whole big program. What's your GitHub ID, Nimesh? I mean, would you like to share it with us?
Sure, sure, will do.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can put it in the chat. I'll just open up the chat.
I'll put it in the chat. So this is my GitHub ID.
Yep, guys. I'll just open it up. Just 1 minute, guys. Yep, guys. We are back again with our GitHub ID of this particular I mean like of Nimish, and you can just go and follow him there, and he will be uploading up this code also. So yep, that's it guys, and follow him over there. And thanks, Nimish, for your time and effort what you have just kept in for today session. And yep, we will be like having you onboarded for our many of our future things. And that's it guys, thanks for your time and all. You can just go and see it once again for like experimenting with the code what Nimesh had taught today. So, yep, and everyone is saying it was a great session. Thank you so much, and best lecture. Thanks, he nailed it. Yep, thank you. Okay, so this is what your review, Nimish. And yeah, we will be like optimizing it on more guys going ahead. And I hope that you will be seeing Nimesh with more upcoming sessions and all. He's like very busy person to catch up. And yep, that I have to mention to every one of them. Okay, so he's like very busy person to catch up, guys. Underline inside the quotes. Okay, so yeah, we will be like having some more interesting sessions coming in from Nimesh. Okay, just saying this all. Thank you for the like time and efforts, every one of you. Just go and share it with your friends, family, and all, and wherever you think that you this session can like be helpful. So yep, that's it. Keeping this all thing in mind. Chalo, take care. Bye. We are having one more meetup at 5 p.m. in the evening. You can just join in there, guys. That is going to be like where a data scientist, what are like real life example of data science is. Okay, so it will be taken by Hemant, one of our one more community ambassador slash trainer. So yep, just you can meet up there. Chalo, thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks, Nimish. Thanks a lot for your time. and it was a very nice session. I have learned personally a lot. Okay, and yeah, we will be like making your profile. Just create your once like you create your let's upgrade dot let's community dot let's upgrade dot in profile, and let us know. We will be like making you getting you all the badges and all there. Clear?
Yes,
Chalo.
sure, will do.
Thank you, Nimish. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye, everyone. Take care. है ना? कितने लोग हैं? 40. अच्छा.